Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about the Washington Post reporting that suggests former President Trump packed with his own hands the boxes of documents that were shipped back to the National Archives. We're going to kind of go over what this means. And the main reason is that there's a whole bunch of questions have come in. And they all kind of boil down to, why are commentators making such a big deal of this? We already knew that these boxes went back, and we knew that after that, he had a lawyer say that all the documents had been returned. Okay, so the reason that commentators are making such a big deal of it is the reporting is saying that he, with his own hands, packed those boxes, meaning that he determined what went into them. That also means he determined what didn't go into them. When it comes to possible criminal charges that former President Trump might face, that's a big component. The feds have to prove a number of things. They have to show stuff like it was national defense information, which that's not really in dispute. They have to show that Trump possessed them, which his lawyers in a recent filing actually used that term. And they have to show that he did it willfully. If you're working in an office and somebody walks by and throws a file that's classified that has national defense information in it into your briefcase, and you don't know it's there, and you go home and you decide you don't like that briefcase anymore and you stick it in your attic, that's not a crime. Now, they might still arrest you for it because they might not believe you, but that's not a crime because you didn't willfully do it. If he packed the boxes, that means the stuff that was left out, he decided to leave it out. And that helps demonstrate the willful aspect of it. That's why commentators are making such a big deal of it. That's why you're probably going to hear those phrases. He himself, with his own hands, packed the boxes over and over again. Because when it comes to the criminal aspects of it, that's a huge piece. And then after that, after deciding not to return everything, he had a lawyer say that it was all returned. That's the reporting. In fact, I think there's also, it may be in the same article or it's similar reporting, that says there was one lawyer that was like, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say it was all returned because I don't know that it was. So it just helps build the federal government's case if they do decide to build a criminal case. So if you assume this reporting is accurate and the Department of Justice actually wants to build a criminal case, and that they can get the Washington Post's sources to say the same thing in court, that's a huge deal. It is worth noting that the sources in the Washington Post are unnamed. There's a huge difference between telling something to a reporter that is protecting your identity and saying something under oath in court. So you can't treat it as if this is 100% fact. The Washington Post does have a pretty good track record when it comes to, scandals involving presidents, though. So that's what the big piece of it is it helps establish the federal government's case, if true. So I wouldn't expect this little piece of information to kind of blow over, because this is a huge chunk of what the federal government would have to prove if they filed charges and took him to court. So, anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.